You can always tell. Even if you have never studied psychology, even if no one taught you, you walk into a room and within seconds, you know who commands it. Not the loudest person, not the most dressed, not the one talking the most. The one who is still. High-value people do not announce themselves. They do not need to. Their body does it for them, silently, precisely, and without a single word. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how. Body language is not performance. That is the mistake most people make. They read a list of power poses. They practice standing with their chest out. They rehearse a firm handshake, and none of it works because it is forced. And the human brain detects force instantly. Real body language cannot be faked. It is the external signal of an internal state. High-value people carry themselves differently because they think differently, because they feel differently about themselves, about others, about their place in any room they enter. So we are not just going to study the signals, we are going to understand what creates them. 7 signals, each one silent, each one more powerful than anything you could say. The first signal is stillness. Watch people under pressure. They fidget, they touch their face, they shift their weight, they fill silence with movement because silence makes them uncomfortable. A high-value person does not move without reason. Their hands are still. Their head does not swivel to catch every sound. When someone speaks to them, they do not rush to respond. They simply wait. This is not arrogance. This is control. The nervous system of an anxious person is always preparing to escape. The nervous system of a grounded person has nothing to escape from. Stillness is not emptiness. It is power in reserve. The second signal is in the eyes. Most people are uncomfortable holding eye contact, so they look away, down, sideways, at their phone, anywhere to escape the vulnerability of being truly seen. A high-value person does not look away first. Not from aggression, not to dominate, but because they are not afraid of what another person sees when they look back. There is a difference between staring, which is predatory, and holding, which is presence. The high-value person holds, calm, steady, unhurried. When you look away first, you signal submission. When you hold, you signal that you have nothing to hide and nothing to prove. The eyes never lie, and they never need to. The third signal is how they move. Low-value movement is reactive. It responds to the environment, hurrying when rushed, shrinking when crowded, speeding up when anxious. High-value movement is deliberate. It sets its own pace. They walk slowly, not lazily, slowly, with direction and weight. Every step lands with intention. They do not dodge others. Others adjust for them. Watch how someone enters a room. Do they slip in quietly, hoping not to be noticed? Or do they enter at their own pace, as if the room was already waiting for them? Speed signals fear. Slowness signals certainty. The body that is in no rush belongs to a mind that is in no doubt. The fourth signal is the voice. Body language includes sound. Anxious people speak quickly. They raise their pitch at the end of sentences, turning statements into questions. They over-explain. They fill every silence with words, as if silence is dangerous. A high-value person speaks slowly, deliberately. They do not rush to fill quiet. They let it exist, because silence does not threaten them. Their voice drops at the end of sentences. It does not rise. A rising tone asks for approval. A falling tone assumes authority. They do not repeat themselves to be understood. They say it once, clearly, and they trust you to have listened. When someone speaks as if every word costs something, you lean in, because you sense that every word is worth something. The fifth signal is how they occupy space. Insecure people make themselves small. They cross their arms, protecting themselves. They pull their shoulders in. They sit at the edge of chairs. They take up as little space as possible, as if they are apologizing for existing. High-value people expand, not aggressively, naturally. Their shoulders are back, their spine is long. When they sit, they settle fully into the chair. They rest their arms where they choose. They do not compress themselves for anyone else's comfort. This is not dominance, this is ownership. Ownership of their own body, their own presence, their own right to be in the room. You cannot project power from a collapsed posture. The body that shrinks tells the room it does not belong there. The sixth signal is the hardest to fake and the most powerful to possess: emotional regulation. When someone criticizes a low-value person, they react. The face tightens, the jaw clenches, the eyes flash. The body betrays the internal collapse before a single word is spoken. A high-value person receives provocation like stone receives rain. They pause, they process, and they choose their response rather than being driven by their reaction. This is what unsettles people most. Not aggression, not coldness, the simple fact that you cannot move them. You cannot provoke someone who has already made peace with everything you might say. Emotion is information. Mastery is choosing which information you act on. The seventh signal is the one most people never notice because only the most observant people exhibit it: selective attention. The average person reacts to everything. Their eyes follow every movement. Their head turns at every sound. They are slaves to their environment, pulled by whatever is loudest, closest, most urgent. A high-value person chooses what to give their attention to. In a crowded room, they are not looking everywhere. They are watching one thing or nothing, conserving their attention like a rare currency, because they understand that where your attention goes, your power goes with it. When they finally look at you, you feel it, because you know you earned it. Attention is the most valuable thing a person can give. High-value people know this, so they never give it cheaply. 7 signals, none of them loud, none of them performed. Stillness, eye contact, controlled movement, the voice, space, emotional regulation, selective attention. These are not tricks. You cannot layer them on top of a self that hasn't been worked on. They are the natural output of a person who has done the inner work, who knows who they are and is no longer trying to prove it. That's the difference between high value and performance. Performance is always temporary. Presence is permanent. If you want to go deeper, my previous video shows you exactly how to read these signals in other people in 60 seconds.